We have a special guest here today. You may know him from television. Many know him as Jonathan Kent from Smallville. You may also know him from country music, or you may know him, as I do, as Bo Duke from TV's The Dukes of Hazzard. John Schneider. Hello, John.
I was wondering when you were going to get to it.
It's last but not
I'm
least.
guessing you might have had a Bo and Luke poster on your wall.
You know, I didn't actually,
You
but
didn't?
I sure wanted one. Mom wouldn't let me have one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did have a calendar, though. We appreciate you talking with us today, John.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And
thanks for helping with the new cause, the new music. You know, it's been a while.
Sure. Well, I was just very thrilled to be able to play your song. We've been playing it here on KSUM. And I'd like for you to share with our radio audience the story behind the song. I know Phil Redrow, is that how you say his name?
Phil Redrow wrote
it. And he was Tex in your movie Collier.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Gosh, it's nice to talk to somebody who's informed.
Well, I try to be.
Well, you're doing a good job of it.
Oh, thanks.
I've known Phil for a long time. I guess right after Dukes, I met Phil.
Oh, okay.
And when I had just started doing my country music, I was introduced to Phil through a really terrific singer-songwriter named Jim Weatherly. He wrote Midnight Train to Georgia, and Neither One of Us Want to Be the First to Say Goodbye, a bunch of Gladys Knight, really huge songs. Mm-hmm. So when I met Phil, he played a couple of songs for me, and we were instantly buddies. And then cut to 20-something years later, he'll play a song for me every now and then, and they're all really good, but every now and again you'll hear a song that will just make you stop what you're doing and say, wait a minute, play that again. Mm-hmm. And this song he wrote called The Promise, right from the very beginning. I've always been a guy that really appreciated good lyrics and good writing, whether it's in a script or in a song. And when that starts out with cardboard floors and cardboard walls and cardboard ceiling too, I think, my gosh, that's so visual.
It is.
What's this song about? And it goes on to be really, I think, the most accurate depiction of our problem. I was taught a long time ago that answers are a dime a dozen, but good questions are what really change the world. And this one is simple. You know, who took the endings from the fairy tales we were told, and who took the pride and dignity out of growing old? When did the government quit lending a helping hand, and who took the promise from the promised land? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrific song, and yet it's not an angry song.
No, yeah, that's true. That's one thing I did notice about it. I thought, you know, it gets the point across. It says it has deep meaning, but it's not like pointing fingers at anyone or anything of that nature. Right.
It mentions them and they, you know, and we all talk about them and they all the time.
Yeah.
And he's got a line in there. I think it's one of the best lines I've ever heard in a song or in a script. My gosh, when he says, for 25 years you forged the steel that built America and turned her wheels. Okay, so you're a working person. You've been giving your all. And then this is what really hit me, because I'm over 25.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. Imagine that. For 25 years, and now they want you starting over like you're 25, which, you know, we have this economic problem in the country, certainly, but we also have really discarded the value of anyone over 30. And as far as I know, there are more people my age on the planet right now than have ever been. So it's really an amazing song, and that's the kind of stuff that Phil writes, stuff that makes you think and makes you think really hard about where you are, how you got there, and if there's anything you can do to help your neighbors get out of that situation.
Sure, yeah. The video is on YouTube, and I say, you know, the song itself is so moving and touching, but the video is even more so. So if people haven't seen it, they need to go look it up on YouTube. Just look up.
Yeah, please do. Look for John Schneider's The Promise on YouTube, and all the pictures. There's some stuff of me in there singing and doing my guitar thing. I'm holding that guitar right now. But all the pictures that are in that video are pictures of people either learning that their job is gone, or learning that their business is just folded, or living in a box. Or these are not pictures of actors. These are real pictures of real people. It's pretty hard hitting. It's not graphic in any way, but again, the pictures are there to make you think. Perhaps there, but for the grace of God go I.
Sure. Sure. I know it was very touching for me the first time I watched it. You know, my eyes kind of welled up a little bit just thinking about, you know, how many people that there are out there that are in that situation. And you see a young mother and with her baby sitting there homeless, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, it's just not something you think about very often.
No, but the sad truth is there's more of that right now than has ever been before in this country. It's devastating. It's worse than it's ever been, and there's a tendency to look for big solutions, but I think, you know, big solutions are a long time coming, and it's going to be cold in Minneapolis. It's going to be cold in Kalamazoo. It's going to be cold in Rochester, New York.
Sure.
Tonight. Not 2 years from now, not next week. It's tonight. I mean, it's right now. So if there's anything you can do, we're talking about trying to put together a tour next year.
Yeah.
What we're going to try to do, there's a wonderful thing that they do at Home Depot, where there's a board. It has two sides to it. One side is people looking for employment, and the other side is people looking for craftsmen. And they each tear off the number and apply for the job. You know, it's very simple. It's, you know, need some plumbing work done, needed a day's worth of work or a couple of days worth of work, but it's we're trying to put together, I guess we'd call it a job fair tour, where everyone's invited certainly, but people who need workers are invited, people who need a job are invited, and the hope is that they get together somehow. I mean, we've got to do something, and I think the best way is to, if you are fortunate enough to be able to hire somebody to do something, then do it.
That's an excellent idea.
You know, because every time I've tried to take somebody up on the "We'll work for food" sign, they don't want to.
Sure. Sure.
So I'm not quite sure what that is, but I do know that that's very damaging to the folks who are truly temporarily out of a job, temporarily down on their luck. The professional homeless, if you will, I think are doing a tremendous disservice to the folks who really need something right now.
Yeah, that's true. It gives them a bad name, and people don't want to trust, you know, that they'll take the money,
or turning a blind eye to all of it. And it's I guess that's just human nature.
Sure.
But I'm thinking with this job fair tour that perhaps we can. You'd only show up if you really will work for you know, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. It might only be one day, but it's better than none. It might be a couple. Who knows? When I was shooting this song, the little video, the part when I was standing in front of the gas station, the closed down gas station, there was a caretaker there, and he and his wife were in a motor home, and they came out, and I was playing the song on my CD player in the car, and they recognized me, and it was really kind of cool because they had an American flag on the back of the motor home, and I turned the song way up, and I played along with it and sang along with it. And when I came back to ask them how they liked it, they were both crying. And they said, "That's us. That's where we are. You know, we're in this motorhome because we lost our house. We stay where we can until somebody kicks us out, and then we stay somewhere else.
Sure.
And that's our lot in life right now."
There's so many people that are like that, too, more than you would think.
Oh, my gosh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. We have to do something about it, and I don't know what. I don't know what we have to do, but we can't expect other people to do it.
Sure, and I think that this song is a step in the right direction to bring awareness to it, you know, and the video especially. It just kind of brings it up front, you know.
Right. Well, that's the point. The point is to get people thinking. Get people thinking about the answer, and someone will come up with something that will be very, very helpful to someone else.
Sure.
So that's my hope for it, and that's what I'm starting to see because of the video. And then I certainly think that once we get started, there's a lot of work behind putting together any kind of a tour. But this should help. It should be at least a sizable band-aid to somebody's problem.
Well, I think that job fair thing is an awesome idea. I've never heard of anything like that. I think that.
Well,
that's
I thought
great.
about it because I used to I was the voice of Home Depot for a long time, and I noticed every time you walked into a Home Depot, there it was. There was the board. What a great idea! So I'm
Yeah.
thankful for whoever at Home Depot came up with that, because that's doing something. That's how this problem, at least on a individual basis, is going to be taken care of.
Sure, one person at a time.
Yeah.